Hello, Diargos here. Welcome back to my Factorio series, the Manhattan Project. So we're over here in the Oak Ridge Foundation area. And I'm saying foundation because it's not developed out yet. It's just concrete with some roboports. But I'm over here because I'm going to put down some blueprints for some of the new patterns that we want to use for automation and smelting and stuff like that. Okay, so the way that this is going to work is everything is going to be run off of logistics, right? So we're going to have a pattern where we have the assembler in the middle and some output chests, right? So like those will be the provider chests, and we might just have one. And then we're going to have input chests depending on what we need, right? Like this. And depending on what the item is, and you might not need to use, I mean, you could just use one chest in theory, but if something takes a lot of basic resources, like a lot of copper cable or a lot of iron plates, it might be best to have multiple chests with multiple iron plates requesting them, or multiple requests for iron plates, so that the assembler can run at max speed. And it's kind of tricky to do unless you scale up a lot, because these things will run very, very quickly. We can put beacons in them, of course, or not beacons, we can put beacons around them, but we can put modules in them, up to 4 for the level 3. So what we want to do is we're going to max out everything we can, right? We're going to have stack inserters going in, okay, and then on the bottom we'll have the output, the provider chests, and then around them we can have, let's see, do I have substations? Oh, I forgot. Oh, I do. I have 10. Okay, great. We're going to use substations, I think, for the power, but because around them we want to maximize, get it as fast as we can going, right? We want to maximize it by having beacons, and we want to make it so that it's tileable, right? So that you can have a bunch next to each other, and the beacons are overlapping and working for multiple assemblers at the same time. So you can see this one's got 3 on it on either side, so it's got 6 total, and we can keep going from there. If that's out of range, right, so that's in range, so we need to come down a little closer. That. We're kind of designing this out. I've done this before, but I've used a little different techniques each time. Where are these guys? They finally showed up. That's funny. Picking up, oh, you're picking up stuff from chests. That's what these are coming from. These are all steam engines and boilers coming from the chests from the deconstruction that's going on up here. You can see, oh, wow, it's, can't even see it now because of the radar. Well, we'll go up there and check on it in a minute. Okay, so anyway, this is like one assembler, right? And it would have speed modules and all the beacons. And then 4 in there. And I think if I were to swap out modules, I might do productivity modules in this, or possibly efficiency. But I don't think I want to use efficiency modules because I'd rather just have more power and then make it go faster, right? But we could also take them out if we need to, or swap them around. It's whatever. Okay, and now for the power part of this. We might have to move the beacons around a little bit to make this work. Let's see. Okay, so we can have one substation fit like that. And that covers everything. And then some, right? But like I said, I want to make a blueprint that's tileable and that has... Let's see, we could do... How do I want this to look? Let's hook this up so that I can actually see it. Okay, how many lights do I want? Do I want 3? I guess I could do that. It looks a little weird without the fourth light. Could I get away with like, then I'm gonna have a gap, right? I probably want some gap though, so I can run between them more easily, right? You can run between this stuff, technically. See, like, I can run straight, so it's not a huge deal. But if I have that there, I can't run through it. I have to go on the bottom like this. But I mean, still, I can find tons of gaps like that and that. So I'd always be able to run up, straight through if I line them up. I think I like this. It's pretty decent. And then the way that I could tile it, right, is, let's see, that. I could tile it like that. So they're sharing beacons. And then, like, is that better than? Because the other way I could do it is if you ignore the two beacons, I could share. If I spun this around, I could share provider chests, but I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so let's say that that's our. Let's actually fix that. This is our. Yeah, assembly machine 3. Beacon on it. Yeah. Okay. So that's that one. This is mining with provider chests. Concrete. Okay, we can get rid of this one because that's just a single cell. I put 9 of them together to make the super cell. Okay. So there's that. And we'll figure out exactly where we want to put that, but we can drop these down and then put in whatever we need and limit these however we want. And in fact, what I should do, I should probably limit these that just in case I forget. Yeah, I'm gonna redo it. This is just a safety precaution. I would rather only have one stack than have like the whole thing fill up and waste a bunch of resources when I didn't want to, right? Okay. It's got the modules in it, that's important. Okay, so save that. Okay, so then the next thing that we want to build is for smelting, right? So this is something that I haven't done before. I've always done this is like my go-to model here, right? Belts coming down, you have them in order, they're feeding them, whatever. And the ratio, the reason why I have 72 furnaces on a line, like right there, right, is because that's how many it takes to fill up a blue belt. So, I mean, that's the only reason I do it. But if I build something like this, then maybe I can take advantage of beacons better, take advantage of logistics spots. So how would this work? I've never done this before. This is totally new to me. This I've done several times, at least. Different versions of it, at least. So it would look like this, I imagine. I don't think we need... Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we'll just do it like the other one. It doesn't hurt. This stuff is basically free now. So we don't need to... Do we want to use beacons for those, or just have like a row of them like that? I kind of want to eyeball one that's going. Let's look up here. Okay, let's put... Yeah, I think beacons might be kind of cool. Why not? We're scaling. This is all about scaling up. This is Oak Ridge. We gotta scale this stuff up. We gotta make it the biggest it's ever been. Not really. I'm sure people have done much bigger than this before. Okay, so we'll put speed modules in there, and we'll figure out a way to do beacons, but maybe not just for one because it's a little smaller. Can I do two? If I did this whole thing right, and I wanted to do two of them. Okay, so no, I can't hit two. Can do that. So let's pick this back up. I'm a little worried too because there's not that space that there is over here because of the left and right. So what if I did that instead? What if I did the exact same pattern, right? So put it down, but I pull that up, the assembler, and instead put down the electric furnace. Okay, and then speed modules. Something that might be good to put in these are the productivity modules instead. I might do some experimentation with that to see if I like that. Now, something that I do want is I want these to be totally open, because this isn't like making green circuits or something like that. There's nothing I can do with the ore other than turn it into plate. So I will always want to smelt it, right? I don't want to ever have ore I do want copper cable, right? It's not being used up, so it can be used elsewhere, but in the case of ore, I definitely want to be smelting it. I just noticed mid-episode that my headphones weren't plugged in, so I just plugged those in. I doubt that you guys could have heard the speakers, but it's turned down pretty low. Okay, let's copy this out. Okay, so this is going to be a little experimental, but we can start trying messing with it. Do I want to? Didn't want. I guess as long as it's less than 50, they'll come and take it. They won't come and take it. The personal bots will do it. Okay. So let's run down here, and I wanted to look at this water situation here. So this is feeding the concrete that is going into the nuclear power stuff. Where are they going? Maybe we should drop a few down and power these guys up. There we go. Maybe have some over here as well. Yeah, this is a little far for them. Okay, we can grab that, and I can put down some radar up at the starter base location as well, so I can monitor it. I think it's probably done by now. We can check. Yeah, so you see the construction bots. There's 2,500 now available. So that means they finished all their jobs, I guess. Here, we'll take oh boy. Oh yeah, I've got all these pump jacks. I'm gonna just drop them off right here because I don't want to run all the way down there. Nice. Okay. Get rid of some of this stuff. Oh, definitely get rid of you. Yeah, I should control click, but whatever. Don't need all of that. Okay, I'll hang on to the rest of this stuff. It looks somewhat useful. We don't need so many stack inserters, but that's okay. Alright, and I wanted to grab some more roboports. Okay. Need to fill this in too, but I'm trying not to use concrete up right now because it's. Oh. Don't know how long I'm going to keep these roboports up here and this network up here, but once I get my third base, oh no, this has been cut off. Hasn't been producing landfill. Anyway, once I get my third base going, I'll probably want to tear everything down so that I can tap all of these deposits. You can see the stone is getting pretty depleted up here. Very depleted, in fact. But I do have this belt coming in, right? And I think what I can do is see if I can split it. Ooh, not like that. This will help add some into the other, because there's four different. The way I did this is so cockamamie. There's four different sections, right? 6, 6, and 6, and they each have their own dedicated belts. And it used to be full, but now it's not. So that's the problem. This one's getting low as well. So it was 20 stone per landfill, so they will definitely bleed them dry. But I'm not too worried about the landfill right now. I've got most of the base that I want filled in, so I mainly just wanted to check in on this. So I've got radar everywhere, I think. It's up here. That's good. And we can continue our dismantling base. Yeah, this is all ready to get placed into the main line, I think. I want to make sure I don't cut off some of these power poles or that pipe down there. Oof. I didn't cut off the water pipe. Okay, no, I think we're good. I think that water pipe actually can. I don't know if is that the one that goes over to oil. No. Okay, let's just get this. The boss will do that now. Work on that for a while. Before I forget, I'm gonna put one light just right here where the radar is. Maybe right here. Not connected to anything. Okay, that's fine. Oh, and here this is where all the other stuff was. Okay, let's drop that off. This will all get picked up. Oh my gosh. Look, there's a roboport right there. Go to that roboport. Doofuses, come on. This can go. Leave the power line there for the moment. Okay, so need more logistics bots. They are always at 0 these days, so let's grab all of these. All right. So now instead of 3,000, there's 4,000. So this is 1,000 right here. So we can just drop that off and we'll get about 2,500, a little less than 2,500 out of that box now. And and let it go. Logistics bots need to really ramp up. Construction bots, not so much. Especially as we go, we'll need less and less. Most definitely once the concrete is done. Okay, so I'm thinking now about where to place all of my blueprints, right? So I've got... Okay, I don't need that guy. Get rid of that. Here's the... Need to add a new belt, let me do that real quick. Okay, so you can go, well, there's stuff over there, about right here. I kind of want to try to get the resources up out of the ground first. I think I could do that pretty quickly with this system. Okay, so I put that down there. That should fill in this. We should start getting to work on some of these here, because I kind of want to clear that out since it's like right in the middle of this region. Anyway, what I'm thinking of, let me go back to the map, is where to place all of the different stuff I'm gonna have. Like, so the way I'm kind of imagining it right now is having like the furnace section like up here, right? Like these are all the furnaces. So if I imagine, I don't need as many. All of these furnaces are back to back, so they're compressed. The way that I'm going to do it, they're going to be like, all of these would easily fit in here, right? Like with all the beacons around it and stuff like that. But they're going to go much faster than this, so that's the trade-off, right? So I need a big area for furnaces, and then all the assemblers for your standard stuff that's over here, right? That's not going to be that much. That's going to be like a couple sections, right? A couple of these, like one supercell probably, maybe two. Then I have a section for science, right? All the science stuff will be over here, and it won't have as much stuff. It'll just be the science packs, because all of the stuff that science is using will be produced in that second, section that I mentioned. Because this is the same stuff, right? There's going to be one for everything, essentially. At least one for everything, maybe multiples, depending on the stuff. Like green circuits will have many, probably, right? Red circuits will have many. Blue circuits will have many. And then we'll have another 4 section for the rocket stuff, and then the rocket silos themselves. I feel like it should be over here, and for some reason I kind of want it to be near water, because it feels like Cape Canaveral that way. But some of that water will probably be gone by then. And then the nuclear power plant stuff, and then we'll have a power line coming up here, and this rail will be gone. So we can actually do most of this stuff pretty quickly now. It's not going to take as much time as all of this did, because it's just copy, pasting, and just setting stuff up, copy, pasting, setting stuff up. It should go pretty quickly, and if it works out well, then we can keep expanding at a pretty rapid rate until we have achieved the full base of Oak Ridge, right? And we can do some aesthetic stuff like put down the yellow concrete or walls and gates and have rails so that we can travel around quickly, right? So I want to have like lanes, but the foundation will always have these roboports here, and then I might add in some additional roboports as well to maintain the flight paths that are common, like between furnaces and the assembly area. So that's the plan, and I think I have a general sense of where I want stuff. The good news is if I put like all the furnaces down, but I don't like the whole area, I can just copy and paste those pretty quickly, and not have to mess with belts. So that's the good news. So we'll start, I think, plopping down the furnaces in the next episode and kind of experiment with those, making sure that I want to do speed modules, because I might want to do productivity modules. I'm not sure. Not sure yet on what I want to do, and I'm not even clear if the productivity modules will work the way that I think that they will work, because they don't work with pump jacks, right? So there's that caveat. So we'll see. I mean, You can put them in pump jacks, I think, but I don't think they do anything. So anyway, we'll see all of this stuff in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.